Ryan Richard from the Pioneer Racing Pigeon Club of Ontario with our family show Monday night, Pioneer Live, answering all your pigeon related questions. Ryan, take it away. I'm going to check to make sure we're on YouTube and Facebook. Go ahead.
Well, we're back out here again for another family show. I think Mondays is a good night. I mean, who does anything on a Monday? I mean, it is what it is. This is a perfect night. This is a lot better than Sundays as far as I'm concerned because I can still watch The Wonderful World of Disney. Found that on the Disney station. But Ricky, I know today you've got your youngsters out and you're seeing ours here. The Pioneer birds are out flying like a good thing. But you have had yours out now about what, about 5-6 times?
Yeah, but I think 5 times.
Five times, and you're letting them out early in the morning.
Yeah.
And you're getting them in around 1. And today was your first day of excitement.
Yeah, we had I couldn't believe it. They're all up there on the roof. And they're starting to mosquito a little bit. I call it mosquito. They go off the roof, maybe 3 or 4 feet, or come off and dip and dive across the yard and go back up on the roof. And then all of us, red tail, came through there over that roof, and those birds, they've never flown. They just took off there. I was sitting on the back here on the patio, and I thought there's pigeons going to go right through the kitchen window. I had one bird, the garage door was open out the back. He flew right into the garage at about 80 kilometers an hour. And we've dropped a few. I've dropped a few. I just don't know at this point until later. Well, I'll be checking them, but he come through there. He was going to eat pigeon, but he's too slow, right?
Yeah.
He had his legs out like this, kind of thinking he's going to grab them like this way, but
that was good.
Yeah. Okay, we are live on Facebook and YouTube. Want to give a shout out to Hala Jamil. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Mike Vandriak, Neil Gonzalez, Ricky Cruz, Barbie and Gerard and Barbie. Mike Sheridan. Hello, Mike. If you guys have questions, you know what to do. Anything pigeon related, race related, club related, whatever you want to talk about, now is the time to put your questions or comments below, and we will do our best to help you out. Ryan, you look like you're filled like a store there. What do you got there?
What do I got? Well, we got a whole lot of products came in. I mean, Leah, the products, it was, what do they say, better late than never?
Yeah, but, these are literally products we ordered in beginning to middle of February, and they just arrived. So,
and I mean, we got, well, hey, now guys, what Leah's new to the pigeon, not the pigeon, in the pigeonhole thing, but she says pigeon flyers or pigeon men, pigeon women, late for everything. Nest pads, guys. Okay, yes, I got 2,000 of them. Now, want to bet they'll sell out, and people will still be asking, like, they missed the boat. Now's the time you think about breeding for next year. Get your stuff now. Get your breeding pads. Get your nest bowls. Perfect right now. Ricky, crack me open an egg, my friend.
There's the eggs. Here we got
real good dummy eggs, and these are the good ones. You don't have to fill them. They're weighted. Beautiful. Nice dummy eggs. You see them all there?
I feel like we have about 1,000 of those. I think I ordered about 1,000 of the eggs. What are they going for? What's the price point on those?
I think it was $15 for 12.
Yeah, $15 for a baker's dozen, which means $15 for 13 eggs. Show them again one more time. We have a question from Dylan. We're going to show those eggs. So those are your little dummy eggs, which by popular request, a lot of people have asked us for them, so we did get them in.
Or some people call them pod eggs.
Yeah. You don't want to send those dummies out there, eh? You got to watch, eh?
Well, these are not, dummies can buy them, and other people will buy pod eggs.
Right.
So whatever. Tomato,
They're not
tomato.
stoned.
We have
Tomato.
They're
them
not
now.
stoned.
Okay,
They're nice. They just feel perfect.
First
This one's
question
chipping.
of the evening. Dylan Hitchcock. Congratulations, by the way, Dylan. I know that you've just had a brand new baby. Congratulations to you, Dylan. Everybody give Dylan a big thumbs up. He's just had a brand new baby, hopefully a new pigeon flyer. Dylan asks, LED versus incandescent lights in the loft for breeding.
LED. You mean
Thoughts?
LED? LED
Oh yeah,
lights? No,
LED.
no,
Sorry,
no, no,
I
no,
read
no.
it.
I heard no.
No, they don't work. It's artificial light. You need real light. If you're really going out there to splurge, you could use like the lights they use for marijuana. The what do they call those?
The growing plants there. Yeah.
Hydroponic?
Hydroponic light, or you can get those just from Canadian Tire, the cheapy natural daylight light bulb,
60 watts.
60 watt. That's all you need. The LED lights, they look good. You're going to save some energy with them. The loft's going to be nice and bright, but it doesn't stimulate them. That's a hard no. And especially forget breeding. When you take the birds off the darkening, the young birds off the darkening, put them on to light bulbs, not LED light.
And I
Doesn't work.
think in the Pioneer Loft, you still have the lights from last year, right? That you used for
Yep.
the lightning?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And
So I don't
you'll
know.
see that shortly.
Maybe maybe Dad wants to go and unscrew one and just show him what you mean by like it's just a regular light bulb, right?
Just a 60 watt light bulb. Yeah.
Yeah. 60 watt light bulb.
Excuse me. That's
They're cheapy. I mean, they're the cheapest bulbs out there. They're not fancy or nothing, but they work.
So no LED,
Hard no.
also known as LED.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Leah. You got one
Okay.
hot egg there?
Dylan, hopefully that helps you. Mike Vandriak, LED, thanks for the periods. Appreciate that, Mike. Flash cycle at a frequency visible to the pigeons. It would be like us living under a strobe light. There you go. Very good analogy, Mike Vandriak. Thank you for that.
Good job, Mike.
Rodrigo says, hello all. Hello, Rodrigo. You guys, if you have questions, now is the time. Put them in the comments section. What else do you have to show there, Ryan?
The end of an era. We have the metal V purchase. Those are now discontinued.
Oh, are they?
So now it's the blue plastic ones. Okay, they both got the wooden purchase. They're identically in the same height. These plastic ones aren't bad looking.
Are they our favorite? No, they are not our favorite. However, we are unable to get the metal V purchase anymore. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. I don't know, but
well,
the plastic ones look good.
They feel nice and solid.
I'm gonna say something. Over both of them, the plastic one is stronger. It's stronger. And you know what? Even the backing, they've upgraded these. These were never this thick. I think these are going to work out just fine.
What's the price point on the new plastic purchase?
$4 a piece.
$4 a perch for the new purchase. Neil has a question. So what we will do is we will do a question, then show a product. Question, product. If you're good with that, we're going to go with that. Dylan says, thank you. You're welcome. Neil says, what can I do for my bird that injured his leg after hitting the hydro wire?
Well, you take it, Ricky. I'm going to.
I don't know. Did he break his leg or did he just kind of, is he just limping on it or is it just hanging there? How does it look?
Well, let's just talk injured pigeons in general. So we know with sick pigeons, what we do, we treat them with medication and give them a rest and whatever. But injured pigeons, pigeons that hit tree branches or wires or whatever, and they come home, what do you do with them?
Well, I would take him and put him in a section or somewhere where he's just going to be able to just rest. A lot of times, if you keep this bird in with the other birds, the cock birds will realize that he's injured, and they'll start pounding on him, you know, pushing him around. So I would put him in a section by himself where he can just rest, really not move around much. Take a look at it. If he's just limping, he'll probably heal himself. The pigeon's body temperature is 107 degrees, and they heal very quickly. I've got birds in with rips in them, rip their chest or cut their keel, cut it so, what do you call it, the crop, so the water when he was drinking would just run out, and
Oh
you can
my
either
God.
sew them up, but usually if you leave them, they'll heal. I had a pigeon about 3 weeks ago, one of the cockbirds. I don't know what he did, but he hit a branch just above the loft, and he fell down about 50 feet, just smack right on the lawn. And I thought, wow, he couldn't fly up. I just put him in the loft, left him nice and quiet. Now he's flying like you won't believe he was even hurt. So
I know last year, the Dietrich, Terry, remember Terry?
right, yeah,
She broke her leg, right?
Yeah.
We had a couple
yeah.
last year.
Yeah, you gotta give it time, right? Time heals.
But
Who do you
now if they
got there?
break their wing, sometimes they
Now
break their wing.
we got this guy here. Now this is the Klaus Petzel auction bird.
That's a nice bird.
This
Oh,
pigeon,
isn't it
That's a
beautiful?
well,
this pigeon is a 10 out of 10. Now I found him on the other side of the fence, and I
yeah.
went and picked him up.
He hit his wing.
He hit his wing, and I'll show him on the other camera in a minute. But you go and feel him in here.
I could see underneath. He's all black and blue.
Oh yeah,
I
he's
could
all.
see it. Yeah. Oh, he
So
almost looked like he's just about to rip his wing off.
Rick was
le-
wing off, and I'm going to show that in the other camera over here. Okay, Leah?
okay. Just let me know which camera, because one of them we have to turn horizontal. The
I'm
landing board.
going to the landing board.
Okay, that's good. Yep. Go over there.
So what
That's good.
can he fly?
No,
He can't.
no, he doesn't. He doesn't move with a limp. He doesn't hang his wing.
So Ryan's just going to show you here, and I'm going to. So what is that there? Ryan can't hear me, but
You
I
can
guess
see
that's a
right.
bruise or where he hit it. Oh wow, look
Can
at
you
that.
see the bruise?
Yeah.
So he's bruised in here in the joint. It's all puffy. It's double the size. There's a big black and purple bruise. But he doesn't hang his wing or nothing like that. Looks good in the front. But
Okay,
He was out
so
flying and hit something.
right. So what's the plan now with that pigeon?
well, today I could have let him out, but I don't want him to get. I don't want him done this before and you push him too quick. So this pigeon now is going to stay in.
Can he fly up?
No, he stayed on the drinker. He just went up on the drinker last night. So I'm gonna wait until I see this pigeon start getting up on the perch, and then what I will do, moving up, and then what we're gonna do is we get the birds out, then maybe let them out only for about an hour towards the end of the day.
So
Uh,
Rodrigo has a good question. I understand he can fly, but how would he do in the races? So
wow.
what's your feeling on how he'll be able to recover and compete?
Well, what?
We're a long ways from the races,
Right.
and he's going to have time to go out, and you're going to see how much he wants to fly, and he'll tell you when he's ready. And if he goes with the group, starts flying for an hour, and you watch him, he's dipping and diving, you know that he's coming back.
Yeah, and the birds do a ramble, and he goes with them, and he's there, and he's good, and everything. Then okay. You know, if he's always showing you he goes up and he just wants to sit on the roof, or do a half a circle and land,
He's
he's
hurting.
telling you, you know. But he's not hanging his wing bad.
And when we start training, if he's always 10 minutes behind the group, you know that he's hurting. And let's see, but we're a
And
long ways off, really.
we are a long ways off, but I know
Yeah.
that you or Ryan would never push a bird who is injured or not feeling the best to fly and race it. I mean, if they're not fit for it, you're going to pull them.
No, oh yeah, we will. If he's not ready for it, he's not going.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, we're not going to do that to them.
I told you that cock that I had hit that tree branch and fell to the ground like just like a dead stone, uh, 40, 50 feet down. And I thought he's finished. He's not going to.
Well,
Now he's flying in 50-mile-an-hour tornado winds,
oh yeah,
flying upside down, having fun.
and your bird's wing was hanging. This guy's wing. Sorry about that, guys. It's a little noisy here. They're excited tonight.
Yeah, my bird, his wing was hanging down.
Yeah, this one wings aren't hanging.
When I seen it, it looks just like what is it, paratyphoid?
Yeah.
But it's
He
not.
looked. No, it wasn't. Well, I thought it can't be paratyphoid. I thought he just
heard
went
him.
out for a nice loft fly. He hit the tree branch. He wasn't paying attention.
On YouTube, we have Fakir Abbas. Hello, I'm Pakistani. Please tell me any good vaccine and good supplement. And Steven is also on YouTube and gives us a shout out. Good supplement and vaccine. Well, vaccine would be PMV salmonella, PMV adeno.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any
straight PMV,
straight PMV, straight salmonella. Those would all be good. Something good, I don't know, in Pakistan, maybe they have it. If you can get hemp oil, that's something great you can put on the feed. Great for the digestion. Good fats in it. Real good for the pigeons. The hemp oil, you can put it on the feed. You don't put it in the water. Put it in the feed. Mix it up, and then you can put your brewer's yeast or your Boost X5 or whatever you want to put on your feed.
And for those of you who live in Canada, we do sell the hemp oil. The hemp oil, how much is that bottle right there, Ren?
There's a deal on these, Leah. It's 2 for $30.
2 for $30 for the hemp oil. You sprinkle it on the feed, mix it up like olive oil.
Yeah, let it soak onto the feed. It'll soak on, and if you want to add some Be Pure onto that,
you can literally add anything you want. It just gives it the stickiness, but give it time to soak into the feed, guys.
Yeah. I know a guy, a pigeon flyer, he takes a teaspoon every night before he goes to bed, and he sleeps like a baby.
The hemp oil?
Yeah, he takes a teaspoon every night before he goes to bed.
Interesting. All right.
And he never has to change his diaper.
Oh, good job. Next product we want to show. We don't have any questions, so another product you'd like to show? Quiet group tonight.
What's the matter? Well, hey, you know what's good? They're finally here. We got the 10 liters. These are the good drinkers, too. We got our nice big 10-liter drinkers. Check out those.
Easy to clean
hey,
out.
You know what? I'm going to give you, for your 200 upstairs, I'm going to give you one of these as a gift.
Hey, really? I felt drinkers before, and you can actually take these and go like this and squish them. This thing here is just like a basketball.
Yeah, it's a good drinker. Lots of holes.
And easy to clean.
Yeah. That's what's real good. You can get your hand in there. I just don't know why they never close those in, but hey. But we got those, and hey, you know what, Ricky?
Question. How often do you guys clean out your drinkers?
Oh.
Well,
I'm with the one loft bird. Okay, you know what? I think one loft's a bit different. So the one loft birds, I do it almost every day. Well, and the waters are so fresh in mine, I don't leave the water sitting. So right now in that loft, there's no water. The waters have been washed out and they're dried. I've just got this one here that you see the birds are on here drinking. I clean them every day.
Do you?
Pretty clean. I mean, you don't.
I don't clean them at all.
You don't clean them at all. There you go. 2 different ways, right? Hey,
Yeah,
let me ask you.
I'm not knocking you.
No.
You're not knocking me.
No, it's whatever you like.
And you know, I think that's what people need to understand. Although Ryan and Richard live in the same house and whatever, they have very different, I think, philosophies when it comes to training and keeping pigeons. right? Would you agree that you guys have differing
Different
opinions,
ideas.
different ideas?
I knew a pigeon man years ago. He's passed away now, probably 30 years ago. He died mid-70s. And he would never clean his drinkers out.
No.
He would, I couldn't believe it. He had out in his fly pen, he had a bowl,
Mm-hmm.
and he just add water to it, and it was so slimy. The mosquitoes were living in there, beautiful. Even had tadpoles in there.
Yeah.
And I said,
Tommy
"You're not
often.
cleaning that out." He said, "No." And his pigeons were just like rocks. They were rock hard. Their wattles were so white that even on a bright sunny day, it looked like a Christmas tree light.
You want me to tell you what that is? That's the guts. Everything is tough and it's tightened up. You know what I'm saying? We go to Mexico and we drink their water. We can't do it.
Meanwhile, Mexicans drink it.
Yeah, they can drink that water. Or you go anywhere, the Dominican, you can't drink it, but they can drink the water. You know, they're used to the stuff that's in their water, right?
Yeah.
It's the same here. Let's be honest. We got over there on the patio, we got the bird bath. We got the cat bowl there,
Right.
the big deep one. That water's, how often do we clean it? 2 times a week? Right? You see the pigeons going in there and taking a drink, or they're in the eave troughs taking a drink, or they go to the puddle and they take a drink. How many pigeon guys do you know? They go nuts. Oh, the birds are on the roof. They're drinking out of the puddle.
I don't know how. I know years ago, Bill Sheridan would come by and stop by the house, and I had my birds open hole, and the pigeons are on the roof of the house, and they're crapping, and then it rains, and all that juice goes into the eave trough, and my birds are so darn healthy, they would go and drink out of the eave trough. Like, you wonder. But I keep dry litter, right? So they got such an immunity.
They tighten up. They're tightening up. That's all it is. I don't know. I clean ours out.
Mandy Scar says, "Good evening, Pioneer Village. Mike let his young birds out for the first time today. Oh, exciting. Yes, Ryan is making himself a drink, and we're just going to go with it." Dylan wants to know, any deals on pigeon bingo squares tonight?
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second.
By the way, we sold all the Benzing squares have been sold. I just haven't taken them off our site yet, but Rick Fife, I think, bought all the 7 remaining bingos or Benzing squares.
No,
Didn't
he bought 2. So there's still some Benzing squares available.
Are we giving a deal tonight on tonight's show or no?
Well, Dylan, since you're watching the show, and Dylan won $220, let's give him a round of applause for that.
Very good.
Oh, wait, hold on.
I got it. Too?
Just a minute.
There we go. Good job, Leah. Better late than never. Dylan, what kind of deal do you think we should give tonight? Since we've got, I think Rick Fife bought the 190 square, and he bought the 57 square.
Okay. Well, are you sure? Because I haven't marked them because I've been busy this weekend. So is that what he bought?
Yeah, I think it's either the 57 or I know it's the 190, and it's either the 57 or the 75. I think it's the 57. 57.
So what kind of deal should we give tonight?
I don't know what kind of deal. I mean, it seems like Dylan's willing to spend some money, which is good. Let's do.
I don't know. I don't know either. Let's think about it a minute. Mark Jean on YouTube has a question. I would like to know, what are the yellow drops you give the birds? You talk about it. I'm going to grab a water. You talk about it.
They stain your fingers and your clothing, and it does smell like it's iodine in it.
Iodine base.
Yeah.
You know what? We get them from Europe, and I've seen a lot of Europeans use it. I've seen them use it on the feed, use it in the water, use it in the mouth, use it in the nose. And I am going to tell you, you can't go without it. Would you agree with me?
I'll give you a situation.
Tell me this week. This was a good one.
Yesterday or the day before, handling a youngster, a nice checker, and I can actually get him and bring him out and show him to you. But I opened his mouth, and I just want to see how his throat was. I opened his mouth up, and his whole inside of his mouth is just coated with yellow slime. It looks like yellow like canker, but it's not. The whole roof, the whole tongue, everything inside, his throat covered with this yellow slime. And I thought, oh gosh, I hate to knock this guy. I mean,
Right.
send him somewhere else. I hate to send him somewhere else. So I went and I grabbed the yellow. I said, I'm going to see what's going to happen here. I gave him a yellow drop, and I gave him we have that Respal Vac. I gave him a shot of that, and I put him in the basket. I'm not lying. In the morning, I opened his mouth. Perfect. No yellow slime. His mouth was pink, all nice and pink.
Come right
I don't
back.
know what it did. Just cleaned it right up.
Yeah.
The
It's good
yellow
stuff.
drops, where did you find out about the yellow drops, Ryan? Was it not from like Mark Codwell, or where did
No,
you learn
I
about it?
It was Herbots.
it was Herbots. Yeah, it was Herbots. We were at the Olympiad, and Joe
So,
Herbots. We were talking to him at the airport or something. We were talking, and he was mentioning yellow drops, and I'll tell you, they were selling it out there like it was going out of style.
I remember one time we got a bird in, a quarantine bird, and he came in and we took him out of the basket, widowhood crate, and his mouth was just chunked
With cheese.
full of cheese. Like it was like cheese chunks of craft cheese.
Yeah,
chunks.
Chunks.
I said to Ryan, and his eyeball, I think his eyes were even closed up. I said, look at this. I says, this thing here, we got to send him somewhere else. And then we gave him the yellow drops. I gave it to him for 3 days in a row. A drop, 3 days in a row.
Yeah.
Cleaned him
right
up.
Those are those dew lapses for the guy in Florida. That's right.
yes,
I remember
yeah.
it came in like real shit.
Yeah.
Oh, it was bad.
They've been Iwan Meestered.
Oh, and he's
Yeah.
That's
Iwan Meester.
Yes,
Gypsies of the
Gypsies of the night. Just open his mouth and have a little smell, and it just like
yeah, Gypsies of the Night. That's right. He was Iwan Meester.
But we brought him back.
You want to know what's great though? I love about this game. You bring the birds back, and the appreciation from the people half the time.
Nothing.
You know what? That's why at the end of the day, you import birds for people. You know what I say?
Maybe they
forget it.
No, well, that's why we're getting out of importing, because they're the most ungrateful people. I'm sorry, I'm venting a bit, that I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's another day for that shit.
Yeah, exactly. Getting back to the yellow drops, any yellow drop medication, whatever it is that we use to treat the pigeons, anything that we use is from Europe and recommended by fanciers, doctors, vets in Europe.
Yeah. It's a great product. I mean, you will not be disappointed in it. We had a gentleman say, "Oh, my yellow drops are bad. They went off." I brought them home. I tasted them. They tasted maybe a tad, almost the same as the ones here, and I tasted them myself. I used them on all the one Loft birds. He said, "Oh, it poisoned my birds." Hey, Leah, you see this shit behind me here?
It poisoned his birds?
It poisoned his birds. He thought it poisoned his birds, right?
I'm sure.
You see these one Loft birds? They used the whole bottle. And look, you know what? Could you guys do me a favor and die? Well, now, hey, I said that. They probably will, but
probably
it just is what it is. Pigeons are a real strong creature. They heal quick. I think the yellow drops is super. And those ones there, I used the whole bottle of it. I'm not gonna waste it. I looked at it. I made the decision. No, if it poisoned your pigeons and you used it on 40 pigeons would be in the ground.
Since using yellow drops, which you've been using for, I would say, 2-3 years since you learned about it when you went to Europe, would you ever go without it?
Nope. No, my Respal Vac, never go without it. Forget P&V, Salmonella, Adeno, those are great vaccines. The respiratory vaccine, I won't go without. I'd trade the other 3 in for that one. The respiratory drops, okay, super number 1. The yellow drops, super number 1. The amoxicillin concentrate, super number 1.
5-in-1. 5-in-1's also
Yeah,
a good one.
5-in-1 is a real super. The ones that we have, it's liquid based, which is great. Certain things, we don't
Amoxi.
pull. Yeah, the amoxicillin concentrate. Yeah, and I like using the concentrate stuff because you can beef it up a bit. Same with our respiratory stuff. It's good stuff. And I like the yellow drops because it treats for respiratory, it treats for canker, and it's not a drug.
It's natural. The yellow drops are a natural product. Ricky Cruz has a question. Are yellow drops only yellow or red also? Only
If you
No, it's
yeah,
only yellow.
they're
The
only
red
they're only
is the respiratory is the respo.
right. If they look like in your syringe that they're not like I guess you call it a bumblebee yellow, they're like a goldish brown yellow. That's what the ones that I had here that the guy brought back. They were fine. I thought they either sat in the sun or something, but I used them and there's no
But
problem.
the red is the respiratory.
Yeah, if it's red, like the color red, those are the respiratory drops.
Different thing.
This is the fella right here.
Well, there he is.
Look at that nice. I don't know if they can see it from there. Can you see it, Leah?
Yeah, you can see him a little bit.
What's the deal with this guy?
Well, this is the guy that his mouth was so full of yellow slime, like canker slime, but it wasn't. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but now his mouth is pink. Right back to pink.
Is that a baby?
Yep.
Yeah, this is a youngster here, yeah.
Yeah, he took it out of the nest. There was something wrong with it, and because he was weaning in the basket. That's right.
How do they get it? How do they get it that young?
Hey, who knows? I thought it was herpes when I seen it. Now maybe it was. I don't know. Because they say herpes is hard to knock out.
Well, herpes and you'll the mouth has to have. Sorry about that. The mouth has to have a real foul smell, a real sour smell, but not a. It has a bad smell because you could be smelling sauerkraut. If you feel a youngster and it's puffed up, like it feels like when your stomach's bloated, but even softer, and you'll see you touch his crop a bit and the liquid sort of comes out. If you squeeze him out or the liquid comes out and you smell his mouth, it smells real sour.
You got to watch how you squeeze them out with sauerkraut.
Yeah.
Just very gently. The ideal way to do it is take a sock. Okay. Cut the end of it off, like the toe off.
Yep.
Take the bird, shove him down into the sock.
With the head through.
With his head sticking out. And then take the end of the sock and tie it up. So he's hanging down.
Or hang him on the clothesline.
Hang him on the clothesline. And he'll get all that crap out of him.
Is that like acid? Is that like acid that they?
What it is
sauerkraut?
Well, sauerkraut is, and you normally see it in youngsters when you're weaning them. They can be even older youngsters. You get them here, even at the one loft. I've seen it different years. This year I haven't had it bad, but guy will bring a bird over. The bird can't figure out the feed. Can't figure out the feeder. He doesn't like what you're feeding, and the next thing you know,
he's picking.
If the guy feeds a lot of pellets, maybe. What smells like pellets? The pigeon shits. The shit in the dry litter that we have. The dry on the granules. They start picking shit, eating shit. Then they go to the drinker. They drink, and what happens to the inside of their stomach? It goes sour. The shit's in their stomach, in the system.
In the crop.
Yeah, the crop, sorry. And then what happens is the bird just gets poisoned inside.
Yeah. Mike Vanderyak asks, so both red drops and yellow drops are used for respiratory.
Yeah, well, I use them both. The yellow drops will do both.
I think the red drops are better for respiratory than the yellow drops. The yellow drops, it helps the respiratory, but those red drops,
that's the
one that really cleans them out, right?
Two different levels. And again, I've seen guys, they'll feed yellow drops on the feed. They put it on the feed. The guy doesn't want to put it in the mouth. The guy doesn't want to put it in the water.
You've seen that?
Yeah, I've seen guys. I think the very best way, though, with the yellow drop, if you're really going to take your time, put it in the nose. Because when you put it in both the nostrils and you open the bird's mouth,
It's in there.
it's in the mouth. So now he's done the whole cleaning out the whole top part.
Now, putting yellow drops on the feed may be a good idea, but you're getting only a little bottle, like this, and it's about that, like the roundness of it.
The guy's a millionaire.
Well, I'm saying if you're going to put it on feed, you got 600 drops in a bottle, so 600 drops will do
in one feeding.
One feeding, he used one whole bottle.
He used the whole bottle. I don't recommend the feed, but he did.
Well, I know, like you said, a gentleman did it in the feed.
Right.
Mike Vanderyak says, I have seen sour crop and powders. Do you think certain breeds are more...
I believe that.
Do you know, like, are
susceptible?
Other breeds... susceptible. Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah, I guess, sure. You see it. You see powders. One time we were new with powders. We didn't know. We imported a few. We only had a couple.
Okay, what are they? The long-legged ones.
Long-legged ones. And the powders were...
What do they call them? Pygmy powders?
Right. We don't feed pigeons all the time feed. So they come out of the import boxes, which they'd been in there for 3 days for transport.
Yeah.
They were hungry. So we feed the birds like we feed everybody. So they go and eat. And these powders, they just started eating.
Oh, I remember that.
The pigeons, we come back an hour later, and the powders crops were sitting on the floor.
They couldn't lift their heads off the floor.
Couldn't lift. So what did we end up doing? We got water in them. That didn't work. We saved them, but we had to cut them lightly.
Take a razor blade and slit the crop open, and then force the feed out of the hole. And then sew them back up.
Yeah.
And these living. Were these imports?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. These are the lengths that we go through to ensure that your imports survive. That's crazy.
Some of those powders come in with the harness on their crop.
Yeah, they come in with it's almost like it's like a bra.
Yeah,
it's a bib.
Yeah, a bib. And it's so it contracts them so they can't eat themselves to death.
Yeah. Now I got the Spanish powders.
Yeah.
And I have don't have any trouble with them at all.
They don't do that.
But they don't eat a lot for some reason.
No, they always feel like they're not right.
Yeah,
like they do.
They feel like a race bird that's been on the road for a week with no food, no water.
And you know, it's funny. I've been to powder guys after that. And you talk to powder guys who've been to powder shows, and all they ever do is leave feed with them. Because if you don't, once they have feed in front of them all the time, they're okay. So when you start getting those powders in, you got to feed them, and then take the feed away and let them wait, and then slowly you introduce feed all the time to them, and then they don't gorge themselves to death. But when they get off a plane and they've been packed in there for 3 days, you know as well as I do, what do they really want to do? They want to eat. So and we didn't have a clue on that one. But hey, we found out the hard way, and we fixed the problem, and the
client was happy.
Client was happy, yeah.
Great.
What else do we have to show? Paul Sousa says, hi guys, love you guys, keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Paul, what else do we have to show?
He got his dad a nice soccer jersey. Nice soccer jersey you got him. Hey, you know what, Leah? I got to give a big shout out to you. This week you worked hard on it. I know it's just a box, but right there, Leah, tell the people what lengths you went to this week with the Benzing.
Okay, so on our website, as you guys know, we are now the Canadian seller of Benzing clocks. If you look on our website, fipa.ca or featherselitepigeonauctions.com, we have what you would call an auction. It's not an auction, but it's just, we have all the pricing for Benzing clocks that we are selling. Now we have trade-in pricing, we have regular pricing. We are going to do a question and answer next Sunday this coming Sunday, I should say, Ryan's birthday, with Thomas Zimmerman, who is the head honcho at Benzing, right from Austria. He will be live with us on Sunday, the 29th of May, and we are going to get into it. All about Benzing. We're going to do some unboxing. We're going to do some demos. You guys can ask all your questions. And we are going to offer a great offer for those of you that don't have trade-ins. We have some specials going on for the summer. Tune in on Sunday with Thomas Zimmerman, Ryan, and myself, where we talk all things Benzing. Tune in for that.
Okay.
It's going to be
Roughly
exciting.
what time was that going to be?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock on Sunday.
Our time?
We will,
Yeah.
our time, Toronto
Yeah.
time. We will be in the house with Thomas Zimmerman from Benzing, answering all your Benzing questions, and also have a special summer promotion, a grand opening promotion for our clients in Canada who want to purchase Benzing clocks. I can't say enough good things, and I know Ryan can't say either enough good things about Benzing, about their product, about their people who work there. They're great. It's the way to go, guys.
Yeah. It's first class. Speaking of that, Leah, yeah, it was the 190 square, the Benzing square that was sold, and the 57 square. So those squares are off the table, but we have some Benzing squares left. I think there's maybe 5 left now. Why don't we say, Leah? Why don't we say you buy a Benzing square and get a $25 square free?
How about 2 Benzing squares? Regular $50 right now for the duration of the show. 2 Benzing squares for $80.
Wow, that's a deal. There's a deal.
Where do you
That's a
go
good
to
deal.
get your Benzing squares? FIPA.ca. I'm going to put it there on the bottom. Pigeon Bingo tomorrow night, 8 o'clock tomorrow night.
Yep, 8 o'clock.
2 Benzing squares for $80 right now.
That's a good deal.
Rita has a question. Hello, Rita. Rita, hope you're coming to our Pioneer Club members barbecue on June the 5th. Love to see you and Tony both. Rita asks, Richard and Ryan, do you think pigeons that are inbred with their close relatives are more susceptible to health issues than birds that are mixed with different genetics, or does it make no difference?
What was it? Hold on.
Inbreeding.
Hey, Rita, what do we got there? There's your guru. Pick him off the landing board.
Guru. Got
No,
dogs barking.
There you go. What a
What do
nice
you
pigeon.
There you
what do we think
go.
about inbreeding? That's a
Tony
nice
and
bird.
Rita, there's Guru. What do you think, guys?
So the question was
About inbreeding and if it will affect their the health, I believe.
The health.
That's what
Do you
yeah.
think inbreeding
Sure.
causes health issues? What do you
I
think?
think sure. I mean, come on. Yeah, you go too far, you're going to have problems. Maybe one-time inbreeding is not so bad. I mean, let's look at people. What do they say about people inbreeding? Pigeon guys do it. Now, you look at horse guys that race horses. They don't do it like pigeon guys do. They don't, breed a father to a daughter or a mother to a son. They don't do that. They go way far back, third or fourth generations.
But
Look at
pigeon fanciers, they do inbreed. I see it in the
yeah,
pedigrees. Inbred, inbred,
you,
inbred,
you know, you,
inbred.
and all the top guys, the top guys. Your Marco Mattis, he's a super flyer. He'll inbreed, and when you handle the pigeon you handle the pigeon in your hand, and everything is right. The muscle, the back, the buoyancy, everything is perfect. And you go and you look and you go, wow, that's a father-daughter mating or a mother-son, or the pedigree is just so inbred. That's the quality there coming out. You can inbreed them. You can inbreed the same way. I mean, hey, you take a look at the bird you have in the auction this year, the one that you're putting up.
Right.
Okay? That cock and that hen, it's a father-daughter mating, but it's so inbred. She's also his great-grandfather and his grandfather, and it's the way that bird's paired up to him, you would think the quality of the babies would come out shit. And they come out better than any cross pigeons. And I'll tell you, he breeds the nicest with that mealy hen.
That's his.
That's his granddaughter, which is his great-granddaughter.
Yeah. Here's
Steven is just asking on YouTube, what team is out now on the board? Red team, blue team? We have the Red Wings, we have the Yellow Jackets, and we have the Blue Devils out on the board. And on Wednesday, the Green Giants will be out for the first time. So we got 75% of the loft right now out.
Yeah, there's 152 birds out, and we had them up there today. Boy, they're starting to really go. This group is ahead of last year's group, but that doesn't mean nothing yet. But
ahead in what respect?
Just their natural wanting to fly. This group wants to fly. Like this group here, this group's going to take very little work.
They show the energy.
Yeah, they show in the energy. The droppings are so tight. Hey, I'm not going to lie to you. We were busy here today. I didn't scrape out the box purchase. I have no worry about. I'm not going to scrape them tonight. That's a little bit lazy, right? It is. The people came over on. It doesn't look the best. The droppings are all like little marbles and steel. So one day it's not going to, it's not like when the birds aren't right, you're scraping the slime out of the purchase. They got that layer of wet.
But I
green
don't think
shit.
you wouldn't leave boxes with an inch of slime on it.
Oh no. These boxes here, I can take you in tonight. I'm going to do the feeding at 8 o'clock. I'm going to show you dirty boxes. I'll show you them. The boxes are fine. In my standard, they're okay. One night, it's not a big deal. They'll get scraped out tomorrow and move on. But the droppings are right. The loft smells sweet. I told you, I lighten the birds or darken the birds at about 4 o'clock in the morning. You go in there and the loft is completely quiet. There's no tap dancing. You don't hear the birds going like this with their feet.
What does that mean when they do that?
What does it mean, Ricky?
Well, I think they got lice.
Lice, mites. They're biting them, bothering them.
Mosquitoes get in there and start biting them on the legs.
So you don't hear the tapping of their feet. You didn't hear no.
Now, when you see the droppings, are they all in one nice little spot, or are they all over the box?
No, they're pretty tight. They're good.
Good.
But those are the things you listen for. You go in there in the loft, and you don't hear no sneezing, no.
We hear no tap dancing.
No tap dancing. So you know the birds are sleeping good.
If the bird's tap dancing, he might have mites. He's got lice, mosquitoes bothering him. And when a bird's tap dancing all night long, he's not resting.
And I'm telling you, there's something I noticed here.
What?
I got guys come here and they handle our birds and they say, "You guys have no lice. You have no lice." I got guys, they want to buy louse powder and this powder and that. The birds are always covered in lice. If you have lice on your pigeons aren't healthy. There's something wrong. Because I'm going to tell you something. Healthy pigeons?
For some reason,
can I ask you a question?
They don't get
You've
lice.
been to the biggest lofts, eh?
They may have the odd lice, maybe.
A louse or two. One.
But covered?
No.
No way.
And here, let me ask you a question. All the lofts you ever been to in Europe, you've only been to the big ones.
Right.
Did you ever see a louse on their birds? Did you ever hear them say, "Hey, I just louse powdered them last week"?
So,
Steven on YouTube is asking, how do you stop all these pigeons from pairing up at this point?
You don't. You don't. Right now, what I'm looking at here, we're sexually maturing them, that they're being on the dark. And a lot of these birds have been here, or they've been hatched out January or early February. So the sexual maturity is in the cocks. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave them for now. We let them loft fly. It's a little bit crazy. But when it's time, I'm going to separate the hens and the cocks. Because it's just going to get too much for the hens. And I've noticed this year, I don't know if I'm the only guy who noticed this, but it seems like if the loft has 200 pigeons, I feel like I've got almost 120 cockbirds or 150 cockbirds. I feel like there's more cocks than there are hens this year. Maybe it's just the way that people sent them, but I feel like there's a lot of cocks. And I just think in these 9 weeks of racing with 4 300-mile races, and they do go 4 300 miles, and I don't know how the cocks are going to fare for that one. That's a lot of concentration on cockbirds that are They want to go to the disco every night of the week. And you see it
But
now.
I do know last year in the race season, you did at the end of the season when they were starting to sort of get motivated,
Right.
you use that as a tool, did you not?
Oh yeah, you use it as a tool, but I don't know. I still think at the end of the day, when flying young pigeons, and young pigeons mean they haven't gone on a round of eggs and babies, that I think hens are the best. I think hens are just they're just better. They're more calm. They're not nuts in the brain.
Of course we are. We're women.
You become nuttier at a later date, but that's okay.
I think letting young birds, when they're pairing up, they're in this puppy love. They're puppy love. Nothing real serious. And I think if you separate them, I think it will depress them at times to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, again, we got birds out here flying now. You see the time of day it is. They're out here. They're playing around. We had the Cooper brothers. They brought a bird here. They banded January the 1st. She's a beautiful blue hen. I put her in the loft, and that day, before I put her in, a cock came back from last year. Blue checker cock. Whoa. He went back into his section, and she got weaned into that section.
Mm-hmm.
He looked at her, and he said,
That's
"Honey, I'm
the
home."
one. Yeah.
Believe it or not,
Yeah.
that hen broke so good. She was here a week. I let her out. He just kept her right, like, you know. But the thing you got to worry is now when you pull that cock out, she'll sulk a little bit. But we're not, you know, she's just, you just kind of look and play around with it, I guess.
Mandy Scar is with us, and she says, what did she say? She says she's hoping that she gets pooped on tomorrow night. And also, she's excited to watch the banding of the Green Giant so she can take a look at the war paint. We are doing the chipping tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's Tuesday, right? Tomorrow
Yeah.
of the Green Giants will be chipped and vaccinated with Salmonella,
Adina.
PMV,
Adino.
Adeno.
Adino.
Adeno, PMV tomorrow will happen for the Green Giants, and then Wednesday they will go out.
Yeah. This week also, towards the end of the week, the blue team will get their salmonella vaccine. Feed pail over there. We got pigeons all behind us.
What do we
here.
got time? What time is it?
I don't know. We're probably still good for time.
Good.
Yeah, we're good for time. We're good for time. What else do you want to show in the products, Ryan?
Getting back to the 10 liters. We got the 6 liters. And I'll put them like this so you sort of see the 3 liters and the 1 liters. There's your whole arsenal of different size drinkers. You know, 8,
Now,
12.
Ryan, yeah, why don't you explain the different scenarios in which those drinkers should be used?
Well, if you're going to be watering, I could say for Ricky here, he's got 200 birds upstairs. You want to water them, give them a drinker in the morning. He's probably better at this time of year, or drinker over the night. Give him the 10-liter drinker, fill it up fresh before he darkens them out. Birds can drink his loft, they can, same like ours. They can go down, they can have a drink, no problems. Nice big drinker. This does about 200 birds, right? This is for about a day's drinking. And then you get into the smaller ones, these 6 liters, 7,500 birds. 3 liters, the same thing. You just sort of, I like picking the size of the drinker for what, the amount of birds. That 1 liter drinker, you've seen how long we used them for. Now we switched to 3 liters. But there it is, 60 birds, 57 birds, 55 birds, and 1 drinking, 1 meal. But that's clean, fresh water or clean, fresh medication. You have 40 pigeons and you want to give them a respiratory treatment. You want to give them a canker treatment, a worming treatment. You know what? Buy a whole bunch of these and write it down. If you think it leaches into the plastic, Use 1 drinker for each one. This one's my respiratory. Only respiratory powder goes in here. It does 50 birds. You give them a fresh shot, they drink the whole thing out. Easy to measure. These drinkers are great. These 1 liters are awesome. And that stand you made.
They are good.
The stand that we've come up with.
Too many times people will say, well, what is 1 liter? How much is 1 liter? You know, you kind of wonder.
These stands, look, it keeps the drinker so the group can't knock it over. You guys seen me use it in that Pioneer loft. This is definitely the drinker I would first go with. If you're medicating your pigeons and you're going to be the old veterinarian that you think you're going to be, 1 liters.
Question from Glenn the Hurdles Thornley. Glenn asks, I have a yearling hen on her 3rd round of eggs. This round she laid 1 egg, only that is about the size of a robin's egg or smaller. Any ideas what this would be from? The hen seems quite healthy.
I've seen that happen.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it happen in old hens. Huh.
Yeah.
No, is the egg smooth? Is it small, little? Is it rough? Like soft? Is it soft? Is it lumpy? Like
millions of little dots on it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with her. That's her 3rd round.
It's a third round, maybe.
But well, what do the people think? I would just say it could be
Mother Nature. Bad round.
Maybe.
Bad egg.
Bad round. Maybe that could be what it is. I mean, you're giving them grits and minerals, and give them some grass and some greens, and give them some topsoil. Give them what they can't get, especially if they're stock birds. Now, you probably won't see that if it's a bird going out. Let me ask you. This is a good question to ask you. And if someone knows the answer for Glenn, put it in, please. You ever have bad eggs when you got the birds out flying, stock birds out flying?
If I got open hole with those stock birds, the eggs are good, and the youngsters are amazing. The youngsters coming out of an open hole loft that come out of there, they'll blow away the youngsters coming out of a stock loft.
You know what
I believe. You know
what I'd love to try,
especially at this time of the year. For some reason, the birds in a stock loft, they're on the 3rd round, maybe 4th round. If you're going that far, they don't do the same as what they do with the first 2 rounds. You know what I
mean? We should.
Sorry. Yeah. Glenn says it's smooth, just very, very small. And he said I should check to see if it's fertile. I have yet to open the loft most days. Open hole, maybe he means? I'm not sure.
He's got open hole. Yeah, most days.
Oh, yeah, I'm surprised to even see that on a bird that's been going out, because the condition on the bird should be pretty good.
There might be something wrong with the bird.
Yeah, could have been just that. Who knows?
Neil says that I saw it once before in the 1st round. It was from medication abuse. I feel like Glenn doesn't use a whole lot of medication, so I mean, I might be wrong, but.
Yeah, and then people say it's medication abuse. Here's another thing. It's like saying that the yellow drops poison the pigeons, right? I gave it to all my pigeons. 2 birds went off. Did that poison? No, it didn't poison. Okay, this is a good question for Neil. How many pairs did you put together? I would have to say if you put 6 pair together, 5 out of the 6 pair had small single little eggs like that. Then it's medication abuse.
You got problems.
You know, if those were all your birds. Now, hey, let's say you bring a bird back from a 1 loft race. That's a different ballgame, because that guy running the race could be medicating. I mean, Baytril
could be giving Baytril.
Baytril like it's a special
once a month.
Yeah, once a month.
It just ruins the birds.
He could be using it 6 weeks straight.
Well, let's talk about Baytril then, and let's talk about when you should and shouldn't. I mean, Baytril is not yellow drops. You should not be giving it to them daily, weekly. Right?
No, give it to them. I would, before you start breeding, maybe a month before. I don't give it.
You don't give it.
Okay, so because it's hard on them.
It's a hard drug. It's hard, and I'll tell you, one Loft races, guys don't know how to stop the sickness, or guys think, hell, I'm not getting the sickness. When they come in, they hit them with Baytril. Listen, last year, I knew Frank McLaughlin. I did a lot of work for Frank. He said to me, a lot. I did about $50,000 worth of work that never got paid for. I'm just telling you, that's a lot of damn work.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, that's going to be sensitive for you. But he said to me with the $1 million birds that he was sending there, when they come in, I keep them on Virkon. I never have a problem. Never have a problem. I never used that Virkon, but I trusted the guy who was shipping out thousands of birds.
Wait a minute. He never had a problem?
He had,
Meanwhile, when the imported birds got shipped to his clients and they died, who did he blame it on?
don't blame it on us. They blame it on me. But anyways, you go and use Virkon. It didn't stop nothing. I think it made it worse. This year I went back to the regular way. I kept my eye on them. I pulled the water away, kept the clean water, kept the water limited, clean water, and kept my eyes open. You guys watch the shows, you see it. I got rid of that Virkon bullshit. I got no problems.
We have Combe Van Zoren who is watching very early in the morning in the Netherlands.
Wait, congratulations, Kiki.
Yes, they did great this weekend. Awesome to Alfred and Kiki and the Combe Van Zoren family. Question for Alfred. Alfred, do you use Virkon?
Oh, Leah, they don't do that there.
Right? They don't. They don't do that there. And
now,
do you not think this year we're better off than last year in using the Virkon? I think we are.
After that last year, I never purchased Virkon again.
Yeah.
And you know what? Hey, listen, I don't know if that, the thing with pigeon guys is, how many of them will actually tell you the truth? I figured we were on a pretty good basis there, and he said it's Virkon, 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 and I'll tell you, forget Virkon. You know what? It's pink. Forget it. I wouldn't use it.
Glenn says that he uses only apple cider vinegar, brewer's yeast, hemp oil, minerals, grit. That's about it. But I don't fly in a club and not mixed with other birds. So he's not. I figured he wasn't medicating because.
No, you know what? It could have just been a bad round. It's okay. You don't have to panic. You hit the reset button. You just kind of relax. Give her. You'll see. Maybe the next round's going to be good, or maybe she's done laying. Maybe she's finished.
Well, she's a yearling.
Oh, hey, who knows? Some people can't have kids.
Another question. You're right. Another question is: have you guys stopped breeding now? Is it over? We're done.
I think by the middle of May, you should separate your pairs, and that's it.
Yeah,
I think.
You're gonna separate yours now?
I'm gonna separate.
We're done. It's too much now. I don't know. I didn't breed any this year. You did.
So Troy says that he used Virkon in the water the past 3 days on the dark with the heat. Young bird sickness hit. So he's, as we all feel, when they get sick, you panic, right?
Well, you sure do. But you know what? Better off to get the sickness again now before we're going to start training. Get it in and get it out.
Get your devil done with now.
Yeah. Then they won't get it when they're on the truck. If you haven't had it, then you're going to go on the truck.
And you know what? I think with that young bird sickness, if I was going to give anything, we had a guy there today talking about it, came over. I said, I just go with the amoxicillin concentrate. It's either going to fix it or it ain't. One of the two. But I don't know. Yeah. Maybe the Virkon works for you, but I'll tell you.
Well, we're going to just let a little cat out of the bag. We're dealing with a new concoction this year, which we're trying, which has been working. And we're going to see how this works. And if
I
it does
think,
work, which so far it's worked, we're going to see how it goes, right?
Yeah, water.
I think the Virkon, what it is it'll super disinfect the water, right?
I don't know.
So if your bird's got young bird sickness or he's got sickness internally, he needs like a penicillin, amoxicillin
Yeah,
to settle that part of his body. Putting in, I'm just saying, Javix in the water is not going to knock out his E. coli problem, gut problem. That's not going to knock that out.
You know, 1 year. Let's not. I'm not gonna. 1 year I sent about 40 pigeons out. I had imported a whole bunch of the Mark Codwell, and I'm using the name because that's the name I brought the birds in, the Mark Codwell birds. We bred 60, 70 youngsters here in the first round. They literally all had, they got so bad sickness at about what, 6 weeks old, from about 60 or 80, we had only 10 that made it out of it. Enough literally to cripple your season and you forgot it. The next round came, the babies looked great. They were great. Oh, great. I sent out about 40 and I sent 10 to the Apple Cup. Do you know, I didn't get one pigeon loft flying in the Apple Cup. I knew exactly what it was, right? They had that same sickness. It was that year for that bug. Now this year, you've got still some birds from that. You got any sickness? No, nothing. I mean,
How much sickness have we had in the Pioneer Loft this year with your new system? How much?
You had
a dozen, maybe a dozen birds that are a little bit this way, that way. Yeah, that's
how much did we have last year on the Virkon?
Oh, forget it.
Right?
Oh,
that was just what was it? Almost every day,
well,
one or two in the garbage can.
Last year you had 40 die.
Yes.
And this year you've had one.
One.
And you have more birds this year.
Yeah.
This year you got 220.
Birds.
You have 220 birds this year, and last year you had about 140 something.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this right now. These birds here, you see them here now. If you want, go and get the stick and get them up. For this fly now, they can go and fly. They fly like the wind.
Well,
they love it.
I don't know if the people see
so
it today,
as far as sickness goes, this year we're much better off than last year when we were doing the Virkon. So I mean, you guys do what you want to do, whatever works best for your loft and your birds. But we found the Virkon just was not the thing.
If Troy's got young bird sickness, he says he's got some, try and just put them on a depurative mix, very light feeding, like has a lot of barley. The depur we have from Versalaga,
that's pretty good.
It has barley, safflower, some small seeds in it, very light. Take them off the heavy peas and corn and all this stuff. Take them off that. Right?
David Tracy says, I always use elderberry for young bird sickness.
Yeah, I've heard that before. I never.
Where do you get that? Is that like an oil or what is that?
Is it elderberry juice or
Yeah,
I don't know.
David, if you could put in the comments, where do you get that? What is it? Is it a juice, a serum? What is it?
Yeah,
Mike
I heard that multiple times.
Says, Loft Manager Richard, I thought LMR kept his pairs together until December.
He'll leave those birds.
Well, wait, my stock birds?
Your stock birds.
Separate them.
You're gonna separate your stock.
Yeah.
The ones out in the barn, and you'll leave these guys together.
These guys here.
I've seen Mike, and I'm not shitting you. And you know what? I'll be honest. I've seen you leave them. You've left them, and they stop breeding. I've seen you do that. A guy who does it, and you can message him, Mark Codwell. He will leave his pairs together till the first week in November.
Right.
He separates them for 4 weeks, puts them back together. He said, like you said, he likes to keep the old birds, because he's got birds, stock birds that are 15 years old. He just keeps them going, keeps them in their cycle. You can leave them together. You can separate them, and all you do is you just adjust the feeding, right? Once you change the feed on them and don't give them all those groceries, they slow right down.
Michael
birds eating
Peebler
these craps.
on Facebook, on YouTube, sorry, wants to know what's going on with Fannie Mae the fantail. Well, Loft Manager
Yeah,
Richard, what happened with Fannie Mae?
Leah, where's
she,
the sign? Where's the song?
she.
The day after your
What happened
show,
the day after the show? I went in the basket and
stone dead.
she got called to another land.
Natural calling
I couldn't
system.
believe it. I couldn't believe it. You don't know if it was the stress, the whole thing, but
It was the
yeah.
show that did her. She had so many people wanting her.
Excitement?
And you know what? What did we do? We all picked a nice name for, Fannie Mae. She's amazing. She's going to be the next thing.
She
Kiss of
was
death.
looking good.
Kiss
Yeah,
it.
she was
Oh,
looking
guys,
good.
next year.
Rita has a great question. I'd like to know what exactly is young bird sickness? Is it a viral, bacterial, fungal, or protozoa? Does it have medical or scientific name? Thank you.
I look at
Rita,
it
you're
as,
getting technical there, Rita.
yeah, I look at it as like the flu, like a bad flu. When some kids are 10 years old and they get that flu, and that's what.
You know what? We're not vets. I'm not a vet, so I don't know if it's bacterial or what it is. All I know is when you get it,
You get it.
you get it. And you know what? You can do whatever you want, and you can do the hocus pocus and the whatever. If you don't get it, you don't want to get it when you're racing.
No, because they'll be down for 2 or 3 weeks, and once they feel sick like that for 2 or 3 weeks, you've lost your training. You lose a lot. And when they're
So,
sick like that, don't loft fly them. Just leave them in their section and let them rest.
so
Would you say?
basically, as pigeon men and women, we do the best we can to make sure we don't get that. And
Hey,
I think that's why you get people who give Vercon and preventative so they don't get that because it can wipe your whole team out, can it not?
right. And you're always hearing guys that are trying things. Elderberry juice, Vercon, moxicillin, Baytril for 10 weeks. You hear all these things. You're trying to stop it. But at the end of the day, Mother Nature, you can't stop her. When she's
No,
going to
you
go,
can't.
she's going to go.
So
Yeah.
I would say it's like a flu bug. So whatever you want to call that, is that viral or what do you
And
call that?
same thing here with our pioneer birds.
Right?
I'll be right back.
With our pioneer birds, I wanted to show people from start to finish how we go through the things, how the birds develop, even chipping the birds, letting the birds out. I want people to know. I look at a lot of races, and I can pick the Canadian races apart because I'm in Canada. They all letting their birds out? Nope. They don't have them chipped. They don't have this. They don't have that. They got nothing. So can I ask you a question? When someone says all the birds are here and they're in the loft, I let them out today. I let 52 out. Yep, they look like they're all here. No. Why don't we have them chipped?
But once you put them through the clock, you're going to see
Right.
them down
But
4 or
if
5.
you're letting birds out, if you're letting pigeons out in a one loft race that aren't chipped, unfortunately, I hate to say it, I'm not interested in entering these races. Because you know why? If you're too cheap to put a $3 chip on and let me know where my bird is, I don't know if you just tell me you let it out and it pissed off the roof. When you know where it really went? It got sauerkraut and died. It got canker and died. It's got young bird sickness in your loft and it died. I need a little bit more. That's all I'm saying.
I also agree with that.
How can you run a race? How can you charge me $100 a perch fee? You do it. You charge me $100, eh? And then you don't have the decency to put a chip on before you let the frickin' bird out. And then you can go, oh, they look like they're all here. Hi guys, hi, yeah, they're here. You know what I call that? What's that
We
sound effect, Leah? Give me the shit sound effect. That's crap.
Oh yeah. We chip them. We show you. We do the inventory. We still have people asking. Do you know where my bird is? Where's my bird? Where's my bird?
And next year there's a new rule. Next year is the great
What do
rule.
these people do that join the other races where they don't chip them or inventory them until September? What are they asking those
I
people?
told
That's my
I
question.
I told you, and I'm sorry. I'm not here to help people out, but there's another race out there, and I hate doing this. I was signed up to go in, eh? I was signed up to go into the race.
Got your book on the floor.
Guy's been doing inventory. Birds have been out. He wrote the last 4 days. I had to keep the birds in. The weather was bad. I don't want my birds going there. If my birds can't handle your weather, I ain't sending you my birds, but you wouldn't put an inventory up. He tells you, oh, the weather's too bad. I got the birds out. The main thing is, he writes, the main thing is the birds look good. You know what I call that? Bullshit. The birds don't look good.
Well,
Bullshit.
it depends on how bad the weather was for 4 days.
For 4 days.
It could be a tornado, could be a
No,
hurricane.
Noah's Ark was there apparently.
I'm just saying it depends on how
Can I
bad
ask?
the
Can I
weather
ask
was.
you? You watch CNN, right? Have you heard of any bad weather in Canada lately? Like really bad, like something that you wouldn't let your birds out in? There you go. You know what? I take my $100. You know what I'm gonna do, eh?
So
For every race I was gonna enter, I'm gonna burn $100 here on the camera.
So what are you saying? Maybe the birds were sick?
No, you know what I'm saying?
They're
sick. I want to fly one Loft races.
Right.
I can't find anybody that'll give me their best. I'm getting a whole lot of bullshit, or I call it static, or plain old crap. Sorry.
And I think when Ryan and I visualized this one Loft race, we visualized every step of the way. You're going to see it all because I'm sick of hearing about Ryan and Richard complaining about one Loft races that they've entered, that they enter them and their birds just go to Never Never Land and they have no idea. And I said to Ryan, and we talked about it last year, if we were going to do a one Loft race, oh no, every step of the way, they're going to know exactly what's going on with their pigeons. The highs, the lows, the bullshit, the dog shit, it's all coming out.
And that's what we try and do. And again, I say you're only as good as your next time out. Today we've got them out. They all come in. We could be down 50 birds today. You don't know, but we're going to take you on that adventure. And I just wish more races did that.
It's difficult. It's difficult to do that, Ryan. You know as well as I do. When you are completely transparent, they come for you.
Oh yeah. Well, we had
And
somebody
they
say
they
this.
say you're a bad handler. You're this, you're that. You set yourself up to be a target for all the
Sure.
Monday morning quarterbacks that want to tell you how you should do it, how you should do it better. My question is, who else is showing you this? No one.
I mean really show me. You know.
The
Something
bad
happened.
stuff. Ooh,
You hit a
got
button there,
feedback.
Leah.
No, I didn't.
Are you sure?
I didn't. It's fine.
All right. Okay.
Anyway, that's my
It,
little
it's
bit of a rant. It drives me crazy.
it, it's not a it's just not a rant. I mean, we had people this weekend. I've already had people say, "Well, why aren't you doing shows now on the weekend?" And I know you guys love the shows. It is great. I love doing the shows. I'm not complaining about the shows, but you sometimes do need a little bit of a break on this. And it's not even a break. It's just one evening show. You're getting your morning show tonight. You're going to get a dinner show. We try and keep the shows up. But guys, you want more shows? Get on there more. This pigeon bingo.
That's right.
How many bonus squares have we sold, Leah?
No, but that's exactly right. Ryan and I looked at it and we're like, the summer is so short here in Canada. And when we have 3 people tuned in on a Saturday night, I have to say to Ryan, look, you know what? Give Saturday night and Sunday night a break. You deserve a break. Nobody's tuning in. Why do it?
That's right.
I'm not quite sure why that's ringing like that, but it's fairly annoying.
Let me double check.
Anyway, Mike Vandriak has a question. If you separate your stock birds mid-May, what do you feed the hens to stop them from laying? Dad?
When I separate them, I have the feed cut down, and I
Ooh,
don't feed them anything special. It's good. I give them their
that's
grit
better.
and minerals, and you just cut the feed back, and that's it. That's it.
Thanks, Ryan. That's better. Mike
We're talking.
Vandriak had a question. If you separate your stock birds mid-May, what do you feed the hens to stop them from laying?
Well, you need the right purchase, number one.
Stop them from laying.
Stop them from laying.
Yeah.
You put them on, I like those pull purchase, get them out of the box purchase, number one. Back the feed off. You can still feed them good, rich, heavy feed, but make them rip your shoelaces off so they know you.
V-perch.
A V-perch like this.
Good.
V-perch like this is good.
Yep. A stadium purchase.
A ladder stadium purchase. Maybe I'll bring one on the show next week and show you. You painted all the ones you see Ricky paint. They're just the little nubs. Those are good. But I think the secret is you don't feed them straight barley. No, give them good feed.
I cut the feed.
Cut them right back. So Mike, when you go in,
How far do you cut the feed back?
How far do I cut them back?
I'll tell you something. Like Dean Pallett said, you want to try something, Mike, with young birds. Feed a racing pigeon an ounce and a quarter. An ounce and a quarter. Divide an ounce and a quarter per pigeon per day. Divide it into 5 and feed the pigeon 5 times a day. That one pigeon, that 1 1/4 ounce of feed. And you will see something that you ain't never seen before.
That's a weighed ounce, not a shot glass.
A weighed ounce. You feed it 5 times a day. Break that feeding up just on that measurement. I don't care what you want to feed. Straight peanuts, it's fine. You'll see the pigeons, they just rip your shoes off. Now, hey, back them off. You just watch. You handle them, you feel them, you back them off, you adjust, and you'll figure it out. Sometimes you gotta play with it yourself. You know, I can't tell you exactly what it's gonna eat. You gotta look at it yourself. That would be me.
Hopefully that helps, Mike.
Yeah.
This week, Ryan, what are we doing this week with the Pioneer Club? Or the One Loft, I should say.
The One Loft. Well, the Green Giants, they're going to go out on Wednesday. The Green Giants are getting banded tomorrow. And they're getting their adeno vaccine tomorrow. For the remaining birds that are here, they're all going to be going out tomorrow and for the rest of the week. So just the regular going out and being themselves, being pigeons. Evening times again, they'll be coming in around, between 7 and 8:30. We let them in. We keep them out right to the end of the day.
Mike Vandriak says, I think LMR must be feeding a lot less than 1/4 ounce per bird.
1/4 ounce? No.
An ounce and a quarter.
That's maybe that he thinks that you're feeding less than 1/4 ounce per bird.
No. 1 ounce and a quarter. If you feed that out and you divide that into 5, feed it 5 times a day. Not one. Take that 1 1/4 ounces of feed, divide it into 5. Feed a pigeon it 5 times a day. You see how the pigeons will rip your shoes off. You can want to take pigeons training. They won't. They come home. They don't even go through the bobs. They fly through the bobs. And I tried it.
They don't stop.
There's no stop. They don't circle. They don't do nothing. They just rip your shoes off. Now, they won't loft fly for you at all because you got them geared right back. But you just play with the feed.
Mike Vandriak wants to know, if they keep laying, why separate them? The idea is to rest them.
They keep laying, why separate them? Well, keep laying, you're going to have youngsters and more youngsters, right? If you let them hatch.
Well, when do you separate?
You can put a pod egg in separate the stock birds middle of May, and my open hole birds there, I just put a pot egg underneath them, right?
You back the feed off them. Even your stock birds. If you back the feed off them, what do? You're taking it away from them. They stop driving. They slow right down. You're playing Mother Nature, right? In the wintertime, there's less feed. The birds slow down. Everything slows down. Feed has a big part to do with everything.
Neil wants to know, is there an issue if they continue laying?
I don't think it's good for them. Continue laying. Then they're gonna feed pump young ones.
Well, if you're gonna lay, yeah, that's right. I mean, if they lay, you want to put dummy eggs in.
So they'll sit to 21 days.
Sit to 21 days, then they go another 10-day cycle again. Then they do it again. So you're dropping more eggs. Probably, you know what? If the best thing is separate them. You save a lot of headache.
The best thing is that you put that camera right on the landing board, because the pigeons just don't even care. They're just like, this is part of me. You should see the little show we've got going on.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody can see their birds. They're like, I don't care if there's a camera. I'm used to it.
They're hungry.
It's great. They're hungry.
They want to rip my shoes off.
Okay, so if there's no other questions, we will maybe close the show off tomorrow. Ryan and I will be on at around 1:30 with the Green Giants vaccination and chipping. Wednesday, the Green Giants will be out for their first Loft fly.
Yeah.
And next Sunday, or this coming Sunday, we will be live with Thomas Zimmerman talking all things Benzing. And Barlov says you can just take out the nest bowl, nothing for the hens to lay in.
Well, that'll slow them down.
Yeah, they end up pulling feathers and they'll go in the corner. You know what? If you're really wanting to stop them and do that, separate them, get them on the right perches, back the feeds off, and that's that.
What I'm looking at is why keep them going, because the young ones are coming now. They're going to be too late.
Unless you want to breed certain pairings for certain things, then that's fine.
Maybe, yeah. But you're going to have young ones, more young ones.
More young ones. We have found our best breeders normally come at this time of year for birds for breeding. I don't know why.
Your best ones come at about August if you leave them together.
If you leave them together, and those babies, they don't give you babies until next May, or whatever, and then they seem to be lights out breeders. But hey, one of those things. We'll talk about that on another day.
So are you going to do a feeding show, or what are we doing?
Well, I don't want to let the audience down. Absolutely. Well, we're going to do a feeding show.
Are we going to close this, wait 15, and then do a feeding, or what are we doing?
Yeah, I'm just going to close this. I'm going to go put fresh water in. As quickly as I can do that, I'll fire up the show and let the good times roll.
Okay. On Facebook, guys, if you're on YouTube, we will be back on Facebook in about 15 minutes. Ryan's going to do a trapping. I have to set the clock up so you guys can check your inventory. I know last night 152 went out, 152 came in. Good job. We will see tonight.
Let's see. Well, with this flying today, maybe we lost 100. At least I could say, guess what I could say? Oh, they flew over the trees and they never returned.
Troy Spencer says that I got my stock birds together, so I just pull out the nest bowl.
Okay, there you go. Hey, a lot of ways to bake a cake. Mike, which way do you bake the cake? We'll talk about that on the next show. Guys, the products are in. Now's the time. We didn't get to show the marker bands or the nest pad. Well, we did do the nest pads, the hemp oil.
Show the marker bands. Just show them just show them.
Oh, those are the
We have marker bands, guys, if anybody wants them. Marker bands. We also have sick bays or hospital cages or showcase, whatever you guys want to use them for. Maybe on the next Monday show, Ryan will have one put together for you, so you can have a look at them. Great way for you guys to separate your birds if they're sick or whatever. You want to put them in your garage, whatever. Ryan will show them on next Monday's show.
Great,
What else?
great for mating birds up.
Yeah, great for mating, great for weaning babies off. If you don't want to keep them in a basket, maybe next year you'll try them in there in those cages just for something different.
Yeah. Good for one fella, he ordered one today. He says, when I have birds that I want to sell or people are coming over to buy certain birds, he
puts them in the cage.
Puts them in the cage in these two, what is there, 6 or 8 compartments?
8.
Right, they're like show cages, but double the size.
Yeah.
I think we showed them last year.
Yeah.
And he'll put the birds in the cages. Guys come over and they look at them. He says, if I take them down to the loft, they go, oh, I don't want the one you got. I don't want this one. I want that one. I want that one. So he said, this way, I only show
what I want to sell.
What I'm able to sell. Right?
Yep. And you know what's great?
Many great uses for them.
It's got it has wheels on it. Right. You could keep it in your garage.
Put a hot water hose out. Wash them right off. That's perfect. And they're all spring loaded, so you won't let birds out by mistake. There's no stupid latches on them or baskets where they jump the top.
How about we show them next Monday? We'll show one next Monday. Next Monday's family show, we will show what we're talking about. New in stock. Lots of new stuff in stock. Loft supplies at the coop. What else? Pioneer regular member meeting / barbecue, June the 5th. I'm going to put up a post for those of you that are members of the club.
Now, or people who want to be members, we're going to have to figure out the time because who knows what these combines are flying. I don't want to hear guys bitching, I can't come to the meeting because my birds are coming from a pretend race, so we don't know where it is.
If they had a Benzing system, then they could
go
whatever they
want.
Ricky,
you can't get a Benzing because guess what? I'm going to know what time you got your birds, and he's going to know what time I got my birds, and guess what? I can't phone them anymore to ruin it. It's just going to get rid of all the fun. I'm sick of it. Get rid of the Benzing. I'm not using it. Let's stay in. Let's go back to 1924.
So don't watch the hockey game. Just look it up the next day. You'll know exactly.
Do yourself a favor.
Exactly.
Don't even watch that shit.
Anyway, great show, everybody. Thank you guys so much for your input, your questions, your comments. Facebook, YouTube. Thank you guys. Tune back in on our Facebook page in about 15 minutes. Ryan is going to let our One Loft birds in. You can see they're knocking down the door, ready to go. Hope you guys enjoyed this show. Thank you guys so much for the participation. Happy May 2-4, everyone. We hope you guys have a great week. Ryan will be back on.
Have a good one. Have a good
15 minutes. That's Ryan. Richard, I'm Leah from the Pioneer Racing Pigeon Club of Ontario. Thanks, you guys, so much for joining us.